So I got a new comment on my blog on one of my posts regarding Jenkins sending assets to Salt Stack Master. Yeah, this one here. And the person says, the anonymous poster says, your setup isn't secure. The Jenkins user can replace a script with anything of their choosing because they have write access to the containing directory. Also, your script is missing the hash bang, and set X will echo every line so you don't have to do it. Cool. So if you scroll up to this part of the blog post, you can see that essentially what he's saying is if I set X, I wouldn't need this line or this line. And he suggests putting like a hash bang /bin/bash on the top of the script. And then he's suggesting that I don't store the script in Jenkins home directory, but instead somewhere that root is owned by root. So I'm gonna go and do those changes and see if it works still. Might as well, and then I can do an update on the blog post and say thank you to him. So first step is I'm going to go to my Salt Master. Oops, can't SSH to another computer. Okay, Jenkins worker Ubuntu. So remove that. Set X. Bin bash. So that's the first part. Okay. Alright, so now I've made those changes. We should see if that works. So salt. Yep, sudo salt. My Jenkins server is called Valet. Now I'm just going to run that new state on it. While that's running, I'm going to go to Jenkins. Oops. So that's just updating that script on the server, on the build server, and then I'll run one of my builds and see if it still works. So the other thing I need to do is move the script. Oh, that didn't work. That's not cool. this file keeps getting busted. I disabled resolve conf, but it still keeps getting clobbered, which is really annoying. I might set like a sticky bit to prevent systems from changing the file, because I'm starting to get really annoyed. This needs to be name server 2. Basically, this is my DNS server, so it needs to resolve addresses using itself. So now that should work. Aw, what's going on here? Oh yeah, I don't want that. I want 192.168.192. I want its actual private IP, not its loopback. Alright, so that works. Alright, so we need to figure out why that's... First I'll see if that script changed. Yeah, so that part worked. So some reason it didn't finish writing the or it didn't finish running salt for whatever reason, but I don't know if I care. Alright, so that worked, but now I want to move the script. So go back to my saltmaster, go back to my states directory, go to Jenkins worker. Instead of storing it here, I want to store it somewhere that... I think what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to turn the group into Jenkins. The user will be root 755, and then I'll just put it somewhere that root, and I'll put it somewhere that only, because his suggestion was that the Jenkins user, because the Jenkins user owns the directory, it can do anything it wants in the directory, including changing the script out, which means it's not safe. So would be a better spot. Oops. So what I'll do is I'll go back to the Jenkins server. I'll just start looking around for a place I can put this. Maybe opt. So opt is owned by root. Yeah, I think opt might be a good spot for it. So I'll just stick it there. All right. So instead of home Jenkins, it'll go to opt. Same name. And then I need to correct anywhere I call it. Jenkins home. This will be opt. Okay. I think that's good. The only last thing I'll have to do is I'll have to go through each individual job and correct the end of the script to fire opt salt call instead of home Jenkins salt call. But before I run that, I'm gonna just make sure the first step works. So let me find a fast. This one's pretty fast. This is my actual blog. So I'll build that one. that's running, I can start looking at the different jobs that I'll need to fix. So like, for example, this one's really fast. I'll go into here, configure. So right here, like, I sort of wish I could, I'll probably come up with a better way to do this, but instead of having it like hard-coded into each job, because it's kind of crappy to have to like fix this in like 100 spots, but I don't know if I care. I'll just apply that. So I'm kind of testing two things right now. I'm testing the first change. So yeah, that worked. Let me see if I can. Oops. It's not able. I'm not able to show you it, but the very bottom of it. Actually, you know what I'll do? The very bottom of it was like. It was like so it echoed the hash, it echoed the thing it was about to do, and then it echoed the actual commands. So that worked. So the next step is I'm gonna change the script and fire that off again. So go to this one. I'm gonna edit the job. And instead of using the old path, the insecure path, hit apply, save, and then build. Oh, first we have to run First we have to run salt to move the file or put the script in the new location. Sudo salt. That time it completed, but it threw an error, which is kind of cool. Something I can work on later, I guess. I'm gonna scroll up. So it's just like complaining about pip. So it changed the sudoers file, which is expected. It changed the path. It put a new file in the new path. So now I'm gonna go ahead and build this one again, and we'll see if the file gets staged. I'll also build this guy. And while that's working, I'll prep a change to that blog post. So content, Jenkins. Okay. other thing was set X, which causes it to echo every command inside of the script. And then update sudoers to allow Jenkins to run that as root. And I think that's all those changes. User. I'll just do a nice little update. Special thanks to an anonymous. Special thanks to an anonymous commenter regarding how to increase security. I have updated the scripts above. I'm a terrible speller, if you haven't noticed. So, oops. Okay. You know what I could do? I could actually link to that comment. Copy. Okay. Now we can see the changes to the blog post. Oops. Must have made changes on a different computer. Alright. Build this again with the new blog post. Oops. I clicked it twice. Try to cancel that one. Oops, don't cancel that one. Alright. Console. So while that's happening, I guess I can go and start fixing all these so that I don't forget. So just open each one of these into a different tab. Kind of tedious. Almost have half a mind to like include or create a special like repo that each Jenkins job can include. That keeps all of my build scripts. Like for example, this call to Jenkins and stuff, and then I just run like make or something, and then it'll just like have all the paths and have a single source of truth for like this sort of path and stuff. That way I don't have to, if I make a change, I don't have to like edit every single job. I can just like edit the source of truth, and then all the jobs will just like magically start having the new paths. It's not so bad, but it's not the best. Anyways, is this job done yet? Yep, so that's done. So then I'll go back to my Jenkins master, or I'll go back to my Salt master. And instead of high stating Valet, I'll high state Ryu, which is my web server. If you guys have anything that you want to see me mess with, or if you have any questions about like kind of my workflows, feel free to ask a comment on my blog or on YouTube, and I will maybe start creating videos regarding that stuff. I'm looking for suggestions on things I should tinker with and show you how I do it. Because it's hard to know like what's interesting for people to see when you've been in it for so long. Alright, so that ran. It updated 32 different things. Mostly it's all my, if you go up, it's all the certificates. And so we can, go to the blog post and hit refresh, and we should see the update. Hopefully that works. Well, that doesn't work. That's a bummer. But you got the update, and then you got the updated paths and the updated script. Cool. So I think that concludes our video for today. Hopefully I can go faster on my next ones. But I thought that was kind of a neat idea, is to like, when I get prompted to like make a change to how my systems work, I think I'll just start recording them and showing off what my workflow is. It might not be the best, maybe there's better ways to do it, but this is like kind of how I do it. And I'm looking forward to like learning from you guys and maybe teaching you guys. Alright, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and all that fun stuff. Okay, bye.